With the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 on the horizon, it's time for Take-Two to start thinking about what the company's going to do with the people who are already playing Grand Theft Auto Online. During a recent earnings call, the firm's chief executive officer, Strauss Zelnick, talked about the potential competition the new game is going to have with GTA Online. Entertainment is an unusual animal, in that entertainment properties don't really compete with other entertainment properties. You never need entertainment. Entertainment is just something that you want to have, but you don't need to have. If nothing on the market appeals to you at a given time, there's no reason to get it, and if multiple things appeal to you, consumers will consume all of those things, he stated. So I don't think there's any competitive dynamic with any of our upcoming releases, apart from the fact that our success is driven by quality. So I think the success of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is highly anticipated, will be driven by its quality, and I think that the ongoing success of Grand Theft Auto Online is driven by its extraordinary quality. DualShockers reports that Zelnick was also asked what kind of support he expected to see when it comes to the marketing of the game. While he wouldn't be specific, he did say that the company always has robust marketing for its games, and this won't change in the case of Red Dead Redemption 2. It may have been a month ago, but the cancellation of Platinum Games' Scalebound still stings for many an Xbox One faithful. Though the news hasn't affected the developer, which currently wrapped up development on Nier Automata for the PS4, where does that leave Xbox One owners? According to Xbox boss Phil Spencer, following weeks of reassurances, there will be games this year. In fact, according to Spencer, there will be more first-party titles than 2016, with new IP launching as well. Over on Twitter, Spencer stated, "I feel very good about this year. Should have more first-party games than last year, great diversity, plus launching new IP. Good year." Last year's lineup wasn't too bad, with Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, and Quantum Break. But we also had titles like Recon which didn't quite measure up. How will 2017 compare with games like Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, and so on? We'll find out in the coming weeks. Hideo Kojima is one of the best, most talented game developers of all time, which is why he can generally get away with a lot of things that other developers would not be able to get away with. One of those things it is believed are the delays that are an almost expected part of a Kojima game's development cycle. It is believed that Kojima routinely misses milestones and deadlines, with his games getting delayed repeatedly and production budgets spiraling out of control. The end result is almost always a masterpiece and massively successful, which is why he can get away with it repeatedly. But at this point, for example, no one takes an announced release date for a Kojima game seriously. However, Kojima himself does not agree with his assessment regarding his inability to meet deadlines. The one big misconception about myself is that I don't stick to deadlines. I don't keep to my schedule. Like I've said before, if you can't do that, you can't be a creator. This is something that I'm very serious about doing. This is a very big misconception about myself, he said frankly in an interview with Greg Miller at RTX Sydney. It shouldn't surprise anyone that Grand Theft Auto 4 is having a resurgence in sales, thanks to backward compatibility on Xbox One. What is a bit surprising is just how big the resurgence has been so far. According to This Gen Gaming, GTA 4 has seen sales jump more than 7,000% in the last couple of days. The game now ranks as a bestseller on the retail giant website. This is hardly the first time an Xbox 360 game has seen an explosion in sales when it was available on the Xbox One. Most recently, Red Dead Redemption saw a massive explosion in sales when it first became available. Still, those sales didn't really compete with what Grand Theft Auto 4 had seen. The closed beta for Ghost Recon Wildlands went live on February 3rd, and despite still being a month off from release, the feedback has been rather critical of the game's direction. From the relative emptiness of the open world outside of the missions, to the experience not being Ghost Recon, some Reddit fans aren't exactly happy. Ubisoft employee Kiba responded to several such threads on Reddit, noting even on the positive ones that the beta is not the finished product, and we are definitely working hard to make improvements before launch. Kiba also noted on another thread that if it makes you feel any better, I can assure you that there have been optimizations and changes made based on player feedback from previous tests. I forward all the feedback I see on various channels to the dev team, and they try to make adjustments and optimizations as they can according to that feedback. Tom Clancy's The Division comes up as a good example of a beta which improved greatly with its developer quashing some 10,000 bugs before the official launch. What are your thoughts on the Ghost Recon Wildlands closed beta? Let us know below. All those leaks about Destiny 2 weren't revealed during Activision's year-end financial report, but many other tidbits were revealed, like how Bungie risks awarding a hefty amount of stock to Activision if the sequel doesn't release in late 2017. As per Kotaku's Jason Schreier, who spoke to two sources who knows what's going on at Bungie, if Destiny 2 misses the bus in 2017, then it could look at a whole lot less independence. It was noted that the employee's stock vesting schedule was based on releases, and thus this incentivizes the company to release Destiny 2 on time. On the one hand, it means no delay. On the other hand, if rumors of Destiny 2 being rebooted are true, then we could be looking at another situation where the sequel is released with less content than originally planned, and we all know how that worked out for the original. That'll be it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.